Good morning, everyone. Mike Martins here with the Mike Martins channel. I was woken several times with rings of despair, calls coming in from New Zealand. I had 4 people call me from New Zealand and 3 from Australia. Massive lockdowns again. We have to find a name for this because it's criminal. This is now, we've been talking about this for years. And luckily, what I've been saying for the last year in Canada is coming to light. I told you guys that the government of Canada, the Trudeau government, will call for a snap election. In-person voting will be deemed as dangerous while you mail in your ballots, just like they did in the United States. Now, for people living in New Zealand that actually believe in what the media is telling them, and Australia, I kind of want to take a little bit of weight off your shoulders by saying something very simple that's in the media. Mexican, Central American migrant trains and migrants, 8 to 12,000 per week entering the United States. None of them are being tested, and a lot of them are just getting across. And if they're caught, they're getting relocated in different states or different parts of America, which they choose to relocate to. Okay? So when you have a story like this out of New Zealand, which I'm going to read right now, where they lock down the country because of a potential person that's at risk, you lock down an economy, you lock down the people, and you lock down the middle class, and you lock down the potential for people to feed their families. This is becoming a major issue. This is becoming a bigger issue than you could ever fathom, my people. We've been saying preparedness, prepare, organize, bug out locations, emergency meetup. Have a talk. I spoke with the family and we discussed on emergency meetup areas or emergency meetup places where you guys could meet up in case of an emergency, or there's no cell phone disruptions which are coming, electric disruptions which are coming, electricity, water disruptions which are coming. You need affirmative action to make sure someone takes a leadership role in the family and someone puts their foot down and says, this is going like this. Nobody cares about feelings. This is about survival now. So this is coming out of New Zealand. COVID community case. New Zealand in alert level 4. Lockdown. Auckland. Coromandel for 7 days. Test results today for infected Davenport man. Wow. So for those that don't know, in the Southern Hemisphere, New Zealand it's wintertime there. So they will have flu cases, right? Which they don't. Case latest. Level 4 lockdown begins. What you can and can't do. So the media is obviously working hand in hand with this. So remember, they tried so hard to get us with climate change, climate lockdown. They were trying for climate lockdowns, but people would have just said, screw you. They tried really hard with global warming, climate change, climate emergency, climate disaster, whatever, Ozone Layer Protection Act, methane layer, whatever you want to call it. They've been trying this on us for years. They've been trying this for years, since the late 1800s, okay? So 23 exposure events, locations, and interest released so far in Auckland, and 90 people in bar on nights Auckland man visited. So somebody visited a bar who has a potential threat. You gotta be kidding me. What about... So let's take the math, for example. You get 8 to 12,000 people per week crossing the U.S. border. But Texas is one of those states where there's nobody piling up at the hospitals. There's none of this. Same thing with Florida. People go there now with their cameras. Now they're arresting people that go to hospitals with a camera now. If in some places, I'm not sure where. Comment below if you know where. But if you go somewhere now and film an empty hospital when they say it's overflowing, you could do time in jail for that. You could do time in jail for following your right to, not right to assembly, but that would be freedom of the press. So Derek Chung, we should all be worried, and the signs of optimistic to look for today. And it goes like this. Test results expected early this morning will reveal whether Davenport man's case of COVID-19 Delta virus surge, and critically, whether it is linked to the case at the border of MIQ. Yeah. Auckland and Coromandel have gone into level 4 lockdown for 7 days. So because of a case or somebody they may feel may be a risk to others, they're shutting down the country. The rest of the country Auckland and Coromandel have gone into 4-day lockdown, level 4 lockdown for 7 days. Hold on. And the rest of the country for 3 days following the community COVID-19 case in New Zealand's biggest city. It is first full lockdown in more than a year and has seen a return to the bubble, limited travel, 48-hour amnesty for people to return to their homes, and 48-hour pause on vaccinations. Oh, they're pausing vaccinations. That should... Wow. The Davenport man, 58, returned a positive test on Tuesday and is believed to have been infectious since August 12th. He and his wife traveled to Coromandel Township on Friday and stayed for a weekend before the man developed symptoms, and on Monday sought a test. There are 23 exposure events linked to the man, and 15 have been released as locations of interest, meaning that they require further contact tracing. These locations include 12 in the Coromandel, 2 in the Auckland, and 1 in Montetagra. So it goes on to say his wife has been fully vaccinated and returned a negative test. The man himself was eligible to be vaccinated, but had an issue booking an appointment through the online system. Both had been self-isolating at home, but were being transferred to Jet Park quarantine facility. So we don't even know who these people... They tell the people and locations of bars and restaurants to destroy those businesses and tell people where they were located, but they don't tell you who the people were. So we could go up, hi, sir. I'm just wondering, how are you feeling today? You still got a little sniffle? Are you still feeling symptoms? Or do we have to close the country down? Do you think we got to close the country down? Walk it off. Every case of COVID-19 picked up at the border over the past 3 weeks. They're talking about interprovincial travel. They want to shut down the interprovincial travel. They've already done it in Australia. We did a video of this 2 weeks ago where they're shutting it down in Australia interprovincially. They want to shut it down in Canada interprovincially. And that idiot Biden wants to shut it down interstate. Okay? And reading this shit. So what about people coming from Central America? What about the migrant trains? What about all the clusters and all the different variants? They completely ignore that. And when you go film a hospital, guess what? You go to jail now. All right? All English-speaking countries now are going to have a snap election. New Zealand might call for one. Australia might call for one. Everyone that's there now will stay another 4 years. I told you guys last year that Canada will run a snap election, and you guys said that I was nuts. I told you last year. You know why? Because they were already hinting that in-person voting was dangerous. What does that tell you? Look at what happened to the United States. That was the most fixed, rigged piece of crap that has ever happened in America. And Americans should have the right, their God-given right, to question whether something is real or fake, especially when it comes to your election process. Now, I got calls from Australia. What were the calls from Australia? We got a video, and I'll have a guest on Mike of the Nights this Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. We'll have Mike of the Night. I have a guest on from Australia, where they're setting up looks like some sort of camp of some sorts, organized, like it's a makeshift camp, like big, with barbed wire and everything. So we got the video. We're gonna get him on Wednesday to find out what is happening in his neck of the woods in Australia and why it's happening. So I'll leave a link in the future on Wednesday on Odyssey for us to go live. We can't go live anywhere else but on Odyssey. There's a link below in the description to this video to the Odyssey channel, which we go live on if you guys want to be part of the live discussion too. We're also on our Discord. Guys, this is bullshit. So something's happening. Either New Zealand is on a completely different plane. It's not on Earth, but it looks to be on Earth. Because the migrant crossing and the migrant trains make zero sense. And they try to play it off on the media with hospitals piling up and overflowing in Texas and Florida, which are against this whole thing. And you look at it, and guess what? People went down and filmed these places. People went down to speak to people in these places because they were concerned. And guess what they found? Nothing. And then there's something here. There was something here written that I wanted to... Yeah, this guy right here. This Richard Chung. What worked last year may not work against Delta this year. What worked against COVID won't work against Delta this year. So there it is. They're planning. They have more things in the mix. So they got us with the flu. They got us with, we know the virus is man-made. We know that. The virus was man-made. It was released from a laboratory. People got sick. I got sick in 2019. I've developed immunity to it and blah, blah, blah. I got sick badly. Very badly. I got sick twice, actually. Very badly. The whole family did. Very badly. We couldn't breathe, crushed glass in the lungs, the whole 9 yards. I've been saying it on this channel for years now. I mean, yeah, it's been years now. 2019 is when I got sick. Anyways, God bless, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Look forward to reading them. And we'll see each other this Wednesday live on Mike in the Night. Thank you.